New South Wales is home to some of the most biodiverse and beautiful forests found anywhere on the planet. Towering eucalypt ecosystems and ancient rainforests that contain plant and animal species found nowhere else on Earth. Koalas, quolls, gliders, lyrebirds, large owls and other rare species all live in our forests, some at risk of extinction. Our forests provide a range of vital services that keep people healthy, and protecting forests increases the health and well-being of people across New South Wales by providing clean water, clean air and a place to relax and enjoy nature. Water is stored, filtered and released by forests, trickling down into rivers and deep into underground aquifers that we all rely on for our drinking water supplies. Our forests are vital for the water we drink in towns and cities, and large areas of forests are known to help stabilise local weather patterns and absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which are stored in the branches and trunks of trees. Aboriginal peoples have managed native forests for thousands of years, deriving their spiritual and cultural identity and livelihood from the surrounding land and waters. To this day, our forests contain sites of cultural significance to Aboriginal people. Not only do our forests provide essential habitat for native species, they also offer recreational opportunities for people of all ages. Bushwalking, photography, birdwatching, camping and bike riding are all popular activities in our state forests that help bring people closer to nature. New South Wales national parks and state forests are one of the most popular drawcards for international tourists, second only to our beaches, and provide important educational and economic benefits for New South Wales. Our forests are incredibly valuable and must be protected for all time. But forests across New South Wales face major threats. To this day, the New South Wales Government has a pro-logging agenda that means vast areas of our native forests are unnecessarily logged for short-term profit, destroying vital forest ecosystems and tearing up fragile soils in the process. Our native forests have been unsustainably logged for decades to meet unrealistic wood supply contracts signed in haste by the government. This has resulted in loggers intensifying their operations to extract ever smaller sized trees using more reckless logging methods to harvest as much timber as possible. Our threatened species, waterways and soils are all casualties. Seeing firsthand this government's logging agenda is shocking. Away from the public gaze, the systematic destruction of our precious forests is taking place. What the government brands sustainable logging methods can look like a moonscape of undergrowth crushed by heavy logging equipment with a handful of solitary trees dotted over the landscape. To anyone's eyes, it's horrific. Industrial logging also allows noxious weeds like lantana into our forests, which is strangling other plants and promotes forest dieback that slowly kills more of the surrounding forest. Monitoring of forestry operations in New South Wales have revealed a systematic pattern of systemic non-compliance with the already weak environmental laws designed to try and protect the most vital wildlife habitat, like old hollow-bearing trees, waterways and rocky outcrops. And yet, Still, the government wants to go further and remove even the most basic protections for our threatened plants and animals. At times, clearly marked endangered ecological communities have been cut to the ground and tossed in a pile, and ancient rainforest trees knocked and damaged by logging equipment, taking years off their life. Yet the New South Wales Government willfully turns a blind eye. Vulnerable species, including the iconic koala, are at risk of extinction unless we stop the logging and fragmentation of their habitat. Greater gliders were once considered common across New South Wales, but are now facing a rapid decline because industrial logging has resulted in forest fragmentation and the loss of the hollow-bearing trees that these animals and so many others depend on. Not only is native forest logging unsustainable, it's also unprofitable. Between 2009 and 2012, native forest logging operations lost $85 million, while jobs in the logging sector are also in decline, with the native forestry industry now employing less than 0.1% of the total workforce in New South Wales. It's time to recognise that the greatest value of our public native forests don't come from logging them, but preserving them. The good news is that there are solutions to ending native forest logging in New South Wales. If enough people show they care about protecting our wild forests, politicians will eventually listen. We need to convert large areas of state forests into new national parks so they're protected for all time. There are already strong campaigns to create a Great Koala National Park near Coffs Harbour to protect an area that contains 20% of New South Wales wild koalas from destructive logging that's happening right now. Our koalas are in urgent need of greater protection. The impacts of logging, land clearing and urban development have seen koala numbers decline by an estimated 25% over the past 15 to 20 years alone. The Great Southern Forest is a proposal to change the management of native forests in the southern regions of New South Wales, away from timber extraction to create new jobs in forest restoration, culture and tourism. New national parks would also mean new jobs for rangers, guides and a variety of other tourism and hospitality positions. In this day and age, there is no need to use native forest for timber when we can meet all our wood and paper needs from sustainably managed plantations and alternative fibres like hemp and bamboo that are increasingly popular. Expanding the plantation sector can deliver the hardwood and softwood timber materials we need, whilst ensuring sustainability and jobs in the forestry sector across New South Wales. But most importantly, moving into plantations would protect our precious native forests from further destruction. Communities from Bega in the south to Bellingen in the north are taking a stand to protect their local forests from destructive logging. Please get involved and be part of the movement to save our forests.